What's going on, Will?
What's up out there? Not be reality. We got Slim in the building. We got Cash. Cash is running the boards because our intern has been taking a little bit of a break there. Things been pretty good at the Chop Shop Radio. We're glad for you to tune in every Thursday, 6 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. We have some people that are watching from different time zones, so we appreciate y'all. Some it's a little bit earlier, some it's a little bit later. So we just rocking out, man. We just doing what we do every week, man. We bring you this platform. We bring you interviews from different artists, commentary, a little bit of comedy, a little bit of insults. More comedy or insults? What do you
I'll say more comedy because the insults are comedy sometimes.
It's a mixture of the two.
Mixture too.
Me and Cash went to a gathering recently, and yeah,
Like you young kids are going out there gathering.
yeah, circle jerk.
Oh,
He didn't attend that party. He unofficially was
It was
not.
your doppelganger.
Yeah. He officially wasn't
it was Deuce.
at that. It was Deuce, because Deuce does kind of look like these guys do look a lot alike. You know what I'm saying? So we attended a gathering, and Cash and I was insulting each other. It was pretty fucking funny. Pretty funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, and they had some people performing and stuff like that. You know, they had some good performers.
Yeah.
I would say the artsy crowd, I guess.
Artsy crowd. Shout out to Anna Soul out in Worcester, Mass, who threw the party and everything. Chop Shop Radio for anybody who's just tuning in. We just gearing up. You know how we always bullshit a little bit in the beginning, get things crack-a-lacking. So we talk about Anna Soul's party, the artsy crew, because actually one of our guests I met at that party, Wendy Love Edge. She's coming and talk about some of the community work that she does around helping people get health care and stuff like that, and the cannabis advocacy for people instead of wanting to be addicted to opioids and stuff like that, which is because that's important, because a lot of more people die from opiates than other drugs, cocaine, anything else related. Like, a lot of people have lost loved ones to opiates and different stuff like that. So it's just gonna be dope that Wendy Love Edge, who Cash and I recently met at an artsy party that was hosted by Anna Soul, which is an art community of people, which is part of our community out in Worcester, Mass. That they had a bunch of their poets, Nick, Anna Soul, and a couple other people, did the mobile stew when we had the mobile stew at the PVD Fest, and that's how we met Anna, and then we hooked up with Wendy. Wendy will be down here in a little while. She's driving in from Worcester. We're also going to be interviewing the main man over there on the West Coast when it comes to the Wu-Tang Killer Bees, West Coast Killer Bees, the homie Supreme. We'll be calling him in a little bit, couple minutes, out in California, or Vegas, actually. He's out in Vegas, but originally from
I
Cali.
wish I was in Vegas.
Wish I was in Vegas, too.
Vegas.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Shaolin.
When I went to
Naughty
Vegas,
North movement.
it was cold when I went to Vegas. And all you guys need to go log into our uzd.world page or our YouTube page and go watch the show, you know what I mean, from the, so you have to look at one of us at a time, especially this ugly nigga right here, you know.
They're lazy, though. They don't want to do all of that.
I mean, just stop saying they're lazy, make them do it, cut the stream off, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? In T 5 minutes, the stream will be, the Facebook's live will be cut off, and you have to go to the uzd.world and check it out.
People watch that. It's like different crowds. Like
Follow
different.
us and support us. World. Click on the Chop Shop link.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Chop Shop YouTube link on Nabi's page. So all you guys got to do is just click on it after this go off. You know what I'm saying? So, go do that. That's better for our views. It's a better visual. You can see everybody at one time instead of just looking at one person at once. And it's a better experience altogether. I don't think we have any videos today.
I'll put the website right into the.
No, I'll put it up right now.
I'm gonna put it inside the chat. The chat of the thing right here.
Yeah, it's better for you guys to look at it that way. Yeah, usually we have videos. I don't think we have any videos today because we're on a different system.
We're live streaming right now on our page. You can see the actual footage instead
Yeah.
of
Better stream than probably his is probably lagging right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a better stream. All you can do is click that link right there, and then just click that I just put into the chat, and then put Chop Shop. Actually, there's a Chop Shop link that you can get into.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Why just put it in?
I'm gonna go to the page and do it. So, see,
Chop
that's
Shop Radio, Universal Collective, Woo, Worldwide DJ Coalition. We in the building. So let's talk about something real quick before we get into the other stuff. Like I
Let's
said.
talk about how hot it is in this bitch.
I mean that's that. Yeah, but let's. I wanted to talk about this.
It's not even that fucking hot outside.
Let's talk about a couple of things. But one thing I want to talk about was something that Mike Boston had shared. Shout out to Mike Boston, Mobile Stew. What up, Rhoda? Shout out to the Naughty North movement, man. Our people from New Zealand always tune in every week, even though they're in tomorrow. It's like tomorrow morning over there. It's like Friday morning, and they're tuned in. Our New Zealand people's always showing mad love, man. We love them. And shout out to Supreme from Sons of Man, also tuned in. What up, big homie? What up, Nostra? See you too. CT's finest. So check this out. So the other day, I was looking at this thing, and they were talking about it for a while, but I think now it's finally really going into motion. That there's a company out there that is going to actually use chips implanted into their employees.
Yeah.
So they can access different things. Now,
So they can fucking keep an eye on their ass while they outside of work.
well, I mean, there's a lot of things that could be said about this, right? Like, there's always different schools of thought on this. There's one side that thinks that this is a good thing and it could keep people honest. It could increase productivity. You could, I mean, there's all types of different things you could say. They're willing to give more people jobs that have felonies because they can monitor them. It'll be easier to do stuff. I mean, there are, some benefits to it, but I'm just having a hard time wrapping my head around it because there's the other school of thought that looks at it like the so-called mark of the beast, right? And I don't want to get all religious or anything like that, but like as a mark on the hand of the head, and people can debate that. We could sit and debate it all night, but basically, let's just keep it down to the bread and butter, right? We're already overly monitored, right? We got our cell phones, you got all this other stuff.
Well, shit. I mean,
Facebook,
Facebook, they monitor their damn self.
Yeah.
Hey, they ain't got to monitor us. They got put us on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? We keep track of ourselves. They don't got to do much.
Facebook to convict people for, but a lot of people would say the naysayers. I mean, the people that would in defense of this type of move would say if you're not doing it wrong, what you got to hide? But isn't having like the freedom of privacy part of the reason why we're so like we're so free and this and that? We're so called free because we have this. So like, what happens when the data's corrupted? What happens when they put these chips in people? There's some people that chip their animals,
Or
right?
somebody hack them. Somebody hack your chip.
Oh, you fucked then.
You know what I mean?
Somebody gonna be watching you having sex and put that up on live stream.
You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen.
Oh man.
It's like the
Man, it's gonna get rough out here.
Just like the cars where you can that drive themselves. You know what I'm saying? What if somebody just hack?
Ones that park themselves?
Not even park themselves. I mean, in the future they have cars. They have cars now that drive themselves. Basically, you know what I mean? You don't have to drive the motherfucker. So, but if somebody hack your car and just drive your shit off drive your shit off a cliff, they have to at home controlling you, bring you right to their house and beat the shit out of you when you get there, something like that.
They may go like paraplegic, you can't move, they go there and take your shit.
Yeah, just
Take your wallet out your back pocket, walk off.
yeah, man, crazy. Hack your whole fucking car, hack your chips. You know what I'm saying? It's like
would you get a chip? Because I personally wouldn't get one under any circumstances.
nah, especially not for work, man. Not for work. A chip to make stuff easier, like to make the work day flow faster, like so you can get access through the doors faster and you can get your lunch faster. Fuck no, I mean shit.
What if they said that they would give you a considerable raise?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I don't know.
I couldn't do it.
But I seen the article. I don't know how true it was. They was like, there's some problems coming up with the chips. Like the chip was like, I don't know, like messing with people, like cause some like health issues type thing. Like people like
inserting shit into your body. I mean, people get metal screws for like fucking injuries and shit.
Yeah, but
like
you're putting the work in microchip.
I don't listen, man. I don't. Maybe it's because I grew up in the '80s and I was youth in the '80s and I remember like we grew up in the age of like the Terminators and the Skynets and all this other and all these like and then the '90s with all the conspiracy theories, but some of that shit's true and I don't want to get into too much of it because it starts to borderline that level, right? But I'm just wondering, like, how far is this willing to go? Like, how far are people willing to go for things, right? Like now they give you a chip. Like people are already chipping their animals, right? Certain people are chipping their animals, and then and then it's like, what then? Like, what then? So now they're chipping. Now they want to chip kids, and I could say, maybe, not maybe, but like if my kid was kidnapped and never got back and I could have chipped my kid and found my kid, like would I have some regret? Probably, but all in all, I don't care what the circumstances. There are no chips going into my children. If you want a chip to go into my child, you got to come kill me first. And I mean that shit from the bottom of my heart. I don't care
They'll
what
kill you, then put the chip in your kid. They'll kill you, then put the chip in your kid.
Hey, then that's what it is. Then that's what it is. But that's what it is, because I'm a person that stands on principle. It's not about what's safe or what's popular or what. Any man or woman or king or queen or god or goddess, whatever you want to call yourself, if you have a certain level of principle that you follow, you don't alter it or change it because the circumstances become uncomfortable or unpopular, you know? But my thing is like, how far is this going to go? Like, is this the beginning of the end for us, or is this another level of advancement for humankind?
I mean, shit, it started with money. Money is not like,
you know what I mean?
See, money is just a number. Some people's money is just
Supreme?
some people's money is a number on the computer. You know what I mean? Like, people don't even know how much money you got. If that computer, if that computer erases all your money, you don't know how much money you had. There's no getting it back. Money hasn't been physical in a long time. If you got a certain amount of money in the bank, you can't just go to the bank and be like, "Yo, give me $2 million right now." You know what I mean? They're not gonna do it. So, I mean, that was if money's that way, it's probably gonna be easier to make everything else follow suit. You know what I mean? If people accepted money being digitalized and all that shit like that, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be easier for everything else to follow suit. You know what I mean? Like,
You got the people that want to do it and the people that don't want to do it that are gonna rebel against it.
yeah. So
I mean, but who do you guys want to be? I mean, we're already robotic enough. Everybody, I mean, people just want to be jacked in. Like, how? I just don't.
I'm not robotic.
I don't. I've seen you do the robot, bro. So what I'm saying,
he was
is,
regular dancing. That was his number.
Regular
That was
dancing.
regular dance.
he was just stiff that night.
That night,
I
no homo.
I think that
No homo.
something like chips and people, because of the history of certain schools of thought, it's going to be a polarizing effect. It's going to cause a shift in it, just like the way, like the whole what do you call it there? The whole Obama thing or the Trump thing was a very, polarizing thing.
Whoa.
It was a very polarizing thing.
You're on air?
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't help it.
Oh.
Couldn't help that. So I think that it's going to be a very polarizing thing, and by me personally, I suggest that nobody get a chip. I don't think you should be that monitored. I think that people should have a certain level of freedom. I think that we always talk about why we do so much outlandish shit in the Western world to defend our freedoms, but yet we lose our freedoms piece by piece with the Patriot Act and all this other thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna get any chip, and I know anybody on my side of the fence and in my tribe ain't gonna get no chips. If y'all choose to do so, hopefully that doesn't put you on the opposing field. You know, and if so, hope they give you a bionic arm, because that's what you're gonna need.
I'll take a bionic arm though.
You know what I mean? What if I had to have a chip in it though?
Of course, it's bionic arm. Of course, they have a chip in it. It's a
So
bionic
you'd be
arm.
monitored to get a bionic arm? You'd sell out for a bionic arm?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, we
Why
know
not?
his price.
Yeah.
We know his price.
A bionic leg.
We're gonna have a black RoboCop over here. RoboCop.
RoboCop. I take you down,
RoboCop.
boy. Hell yeah, I be doing all type of ill shit.
Don't do it.
I be doing all
You know,
type of
I
ill
think
shit.
that I think that one of the main. I think there's going to be two things that are going to make people. Three things that'll make people opponents to try to do it. One is going to be common sense of and not want to be monitored like that. Two will be like movies like The Matrix and things like that, and all these movies that people seen. And three, there will also be the religious section, the people that compare it to the mark of the
They'll
beast.
probably do it first.
What?
The religious people.
No, because not the Christians though. I think some of them will, but some of them will be on the ones that are really, because there's different types of Christians. There's people that are Christians that are very take the Bible very word to word.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
And then there's people that understand the Bible on a level of parables and different types of things. You know what I'm saying? Can you open the back door for Jesus real quick? You know, so there's different schools of thought on it. So all I'm saying is I'm just bringing it to attention. We will talk about it further here on the Chop Shop. I want to do some more research into it. I just saw it recently and saw a bunch of people posting about it. There's a video. If you go on my page and you scroll a couple of back, you'll see the joint on it, man. It's crazy, man. But that shit ain't cool over here on our side of the fence, man. I'm just warning y'all, man. I'm not gonna say too much on it, man. You gotta get.
Yeah. With that being said, I posted the link to the to the live stream
Go to it.
on so go on Nabi's page or Cash's page and click on that link. We're gonna disconnect from the YouTube.
Yeah, we're gonna go get the Supreme's interview, and then we're gonna, because he's watching right now, and then we're gonna disconnect from this. You have to watch the second half of the show from only watching www.uzd.world.
Right now.
we're gonna do after that, and then we'll halfway through. And then www.uzd.world. Just click it. Just click the stream. The stream. So what's up, man?
Peace in the Middle East.
How y'all doing?
Sunblock, because it's raining outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good sunblock.
Why would you?
Goodness.
Why would you need that?
SPF 15?
Yeah.
Why would you need that when it's raining?
Why
Why
not?
would I need that when it's raining?
You need sunblock for the top of your head. What kind of? Why would you put that in a sunblock?
You know I gotta keep my. Dude, this is
Yo,
keep people away.
this dude really has alcohol in a sunblock bottle. Can you believe this shit?
It's not a real sunblock bottle if you really think it's a sunblock bottle. Who's gonna empty out sunblock to put liquor? Come on, baby.
Puerto Ricans do that often.
This
Let me
is
see the bottle.
flask.
Come here. Is it a
It's
flask?
a
Let me see it.
Yeah,
Let me
man,
see
you
it,
wanna
'cause I
see
can't- it's
it?
too dark.
You want to show the world,
It's too
my
dark. Let me
dude.
see it. This is really. Oh, look at it. It's like plastic, huh? So it's a fake. It's a fake sunblock, huh?
Keep it official.
Oh, don't get pulled over with this in the wintertime.
That
What
chain I
is wrong
pulled
with
up with on New Year's.
this? Yeah, the chain. Yeah.
That was the
Awesome.
dope one. Had to
Oh, look at it says ingredients: booze, wine, beer, tan lines, beach days, mega hangover. Use in moderation to avoid embarrassment via social media, hangovers, and regret. Warning: keep out of reach of children. May cause slurred words, blurry vision, lack of social filter. Directions: wash with soap and water before use. Keep cap screwed on tightly. This bottle is not intended for illegal purposes. Ah, interesting. Interesting.
That's just in case, you know, they
Yeah.
warn you, like, I got the sunblock, papi.
So you guys seen that
Come on, you.
Drake got a tattoo of Lil Wayne on him?
No, you're lying.
Get out
Yeah.
of here.
You guys didn't see that on like his tricep, like right here. Like he got Lil Wayne's a picture of Lil Wayne.
Why would he do that?
Huh?
It's because he made him, Lil Wayne made him.
Yeah, yeah. Like it was somebody put you on and made you the biggest pop star,
Ever.
not ever, but the biggest pop star right now. You know what I'm
I
saying?
No tattoo with nobody like that unless they were dead
That's
at
like
least.
when we blow up and then Cash getting your face on him. I wouldn't wish that on nobody.
Yeah.
I would never put it. I would never let anybody put that.
But I mean, if that happened, we built it together. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, if it was already if it was already constructed, and he brought you on into the world of music, he was basically a nobody before that, and he was nobody before that, and he made you like the biggest. He had the biggest part of making you the biggest pop star right now in the last few years. You still have a problem with him getting a tattoo on him?
I wouldn't get a tattoo of another man on my body. That was my friend. No, I'm sorry. Unless he like passed away tragically, then maybe I put his name. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's probably that was the name.
All right.
I mean,
I think you can say that now, but if somebody had
I've got people's initials
if
on my back.
if Buddha,
I've got two people that are dead's initials on my back. You know, I mean, but
You don't have many tattoos.
one person you didn't even know personally,
And that's
True
why
indeed.
one
True indeed.
tattoo instead of getting like his mom or something.
But a face though of a person,
he got Sade tattooed on him too.
her face.
Yeah,
She originally turned him down. Didn't want to work with him. Remember that at one point.
she don't work with nobody.
Who?
Sade.
Sade.
Want to work with Drake.
Got one on?
He got a Sade tattoo. Yeah,
Drake.
I don't know. I think it's on his back or something.
What if him and Drake have a falling out? Is he gonna get like a line through it?
Still don't change what he did for him.
Yeah, you got a point there.
You thought he could reread before Lil Wayne, because he was so obsessed with Nicki Minaj.
I mean, you can give him that much credit. I mean, he ain't got none of them chicks tattooed on him.
Just a man. Yeah.
Just yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they did a lot for him. It's not just like
Not
regular.
really about that, man.
Well,
Getting
it's
my
like
man's face on
Lil
his body.
Wayne. Lil Wayne got a baby tattoo on him.
Hey.
That's like his father figure. That's
Now I seen guys with John Wayne tattooed on them. I seen guys with like
That's the Duke. White man. That's the white
yeah,
man.
I'm
Super
saying-
cowboy.
What's the other guy's name?
That's like the white man Shaft.
What's the other guy with his
That is the
singer?
white man
James
Shaft.
Dean. I seen guys with James Dean tattoos on them and
Sure
stuff like
indeed. I
that.
don't even know these guys.
Then I don't know the fucking guys. They watched a couple movies and they in love with them. They wish they was them. That's pretty fucking weird right there. But
Yeah.
a dude that
It's almost like kind of like a pseudo
think
gay
about it, though.
romance.
Like think about it. He had the biggest instrument in making you the biggest pop star in the world right now.
millions behind.
Yeah, multimillionaire.
Multi-millions. So people say it's weird. I think it's a little. I think it's a little bit weird, but I don't think it's like that weird. You know what I mean?
Weird, but I personally wouldn't do it. I mean, Lil Wayne. I mean, what do you call it? But I mean, at the same
Would
time,
you get a tat?
he would probably get a chip in that tat if he needed to keep his money. Like if they told him you got to get a chip,
He might
probably
not
keep that.
though.
Some people get
Lil Wayne's eyes
Man, like
would glow.
with the woo joint.
Little
method man would look at it and be like, "Oh, that's cool," and keep it moving. Like, hey, we don't give a fuck. I mean, he gives a fuck in a way, but it's not like he's gonna be like, oh, you're my best friend now. Let's go hang out and fucking have some brewskis. Yeah, exactly. I've seen it all before, so I don't know. I think it's better than getting in. I mean, like if Hands On got his Method Man tattoo on him.
That'd be weird.
That'd be a question. He's not watching. Hands On not watching. If we,
Yeah, I think Hands On is watching. Shout out to Hands On.
You say it like that, but then somebody like a fan.
Yo, shout out to Hands On. We interviewed him at Method Man Studio, the Meth Lab, a couple months back.
Sometimes he watches
Shout
the
out
live
to
stream.
Big,
And
he
shit.
watches good now and then. Shout out to the homie Hands On, man.
That'd be a good question. What you think Meth would do? What you think? That's a good question to ask Hands On. I should hit him up right now. I'm hit him.
Yo, remember that time we was? Remember that time we was talking to Hands On? We was at the Method Man Studio and Hands On. We were interviewing Hands On. He was like, we were like, yo, we're looking at some different shit online. We're trying to find something about him. And we was like, yo, who's this dude? Who's this dude with this hand? What is it? Method Hands.
Method Hands was his name.
And that's Hands On's email address or whatever. He was like, I'm about to report this dude to Facebook. He's using my name.
That was funny.
And I was like, nah. I was like mad old. You know what I mean? But
people always trying to get the name of somebody. What if they had Nabi Cash or something? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I think it's a little ridiculous.
You be like, yo, you big enough fan to do that?
The thing I hate the most is when you go on YouTube and it's like a song or something that you want to hear and you click on the song and it's some other fucking jerk with their somebody else's fucking ass, some other asshole playing, not even cover, playing their bullshit ass song like, oh, the new Eminem and the new Eminem.
If there's a new song out, you type it, right? And then it says that's the title, but then somebody's reviewing it.
Oh yeah, and you can't find the original. And you can't find the original song. It's all fucking assholes.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you know, he's talking about it. And you look at him
like who gives a fuck what you think?
this guy. He took my view.
Yeah,
View from me.
exactly. Yeah, he took yeah. That pisses me off too.
Like 12 million, and you're like, damn, I'm not the only one, but that was his scheme.
Hell yeah, it's a scheme, and he got paid for that shit too. Believe it or not. But I don't know because if you don't play the song, if you just review the song and don't play it, then you can get paid for it. But if you play the song and it's copywritten, they're not gonna pay you for it. Yeah, they won't even come after you. They just won't give you no money. They don't come after you. They just don't give you money for it. You can't monetize off the shit. You know what I mean? So, but if you get a written letter from the person who owns the copyright, then you can make money. And saying it's okay if you make money off it, then you can do it. But they don't like really come at you like.
It's funny how YouTube is just so big of a world where you could get sucked into something and be like, I was looking for this, and this is not what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I remember first time I started watching YouTube, I was watching for fights. I was just watch fights all the time. Just fights. That's all I used to go YouTube and just watch fights for like the first 2 years of YouTube. All I did was watch fights.
Yeah, I found YouTube on accident. I was looking for him years ago. I was looking up something, a rapper or something, trying to find out about a rapper, and it went right to that. And I was like, oh, what is this? And I just remember the first time watching it for like 5 hours straight.
I remember my daughter was like 4. And she learned how to, like, her favorite song was like the Annie, the song will come out tomorrow. That's how she learned how to use YouTube. And she used to fucking, I used to be like, yo, I used to just turn it on. And I'd be like, how the hell did she get to Annie? Every time she can't write or read and shit like that, she used to get to the actual fucking video she needs to. Every time she would click this video, that brought her to this video, click that video, and it brought her to this video, click that video, and boom, Annie. I used to be like, oh shit, and I had to watch her. So my daughter now thinks she's like 4. She started using YouTube, and now she does the voice activation thing. I was like, let me see how the hell she be getting to the. Yeah. Let me think them the bloop bloop bloop. They be like, nope, I don't know what you say. They be dip like after the 6th time and shit. She finally bloop and it gets what she wants and shit. But my other daughter, before they had their voice activating shit, she used to click this video to get to that video, to get to that video, to get to that video. I was like, how the fuck she know to click this icon? Hell yeah.
Kids learn fast, man. They're very adaptable to tech.
Only my kids, because my kids are smart. Everybody else's kids are dumb. Yeah. Yeah.
You can't. You gotta watch out what games, video games. You gotta really watch what video games your kids are playing because some of the Grand Theft Auto they have strippers and all this other stuff.
Oh, they got prostitutes and shit. You get it back. You're about to die. You gotta pick up a prostitute, get in the back of the car.
I do not want my 8-year-old son with a digital prostitute. I don't want it. I don't want it. We don't need that in our life.
Oh yeah, boom, boom, yeah.
Like you go to the strip club, you could take her home, and then the son will go from.
You had a lot of fun with that game, didn't you, G?
I heard of that one being.
Yeah, it was interactive.
Like you could be on the bed and press
X, X.
Now see, but it's really up to us as parents to monitor and watch what our kids, because some people in this society allow the media and the tablets now to raise their children. Like they don't want to deal with their kids. Like I see people do it all the time, and I'm like I have a strict policy with that. I don't do that.
I have
a
question.
People will go out to dinner and their kid will act up and they hand them a tablet and the kid's watching the tablet at dinner. Like you get that started, you can't go backwards.
It's like a thin line, all right? It's like, do you like having your kids sheltered? Or do you teach your kids about the world and not have them be so sheltered? No,
you teach them about it. It's not about shelter them. It's like having a standard. Like for instance, there's certain non-acceptables. Like for instance, things that kids do that I don't allow my kids to do. I'm not saying my kids are better. I'm just saying that I watch even my kids try to do it, but I have a very strict policy. When an adult walks in the room, you greet the adult, and you don't greet the adult like this. Hi. Don't do that.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like common courtesy and stuff like that. It's different. I'm talking about being sheltered from what's going on in the real world.
No. I'm not sure, but I'm talking in terms of people letting the tablets and the shit raise their kids, and can they let the kids just give it and like shut them up because they're bad or whatever. I'm saying that I have a certain standard with that with my kids. Like all of my kids don't live with me. When they come over, there's no like you're not playing on devices all the time. You're not doing this. We're gonna interact.
I mean that existed before tablets and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like a kid's acting up. Here, take the toy or take this. Watch
TV.
Pacify the kid. You know
watch TV, which is not good either.
Just be like, yo, shut the fuck up.
We had to play, yeah.
No, what I'm saying is like, when it comes to like when you guys are talking about when you got YouTube videos and people are swearing in the video games and people are fucking and stuff like that, like, where's the line, the draw to be like, should I teach my kid teach my kid about this, or should I shelter them from this? Because if they learn it without you, I mean, a lot of people shelter their kids.
No, but you shouldn't shelter. Yeah. But a 7-year-old, you can't really put an age on it though. About prostitutes and shit.
Who says that? Who says that?
I feel like I don't want my 7-year-old.
I want to tell them, but that doesn't mean they're friends.
Somebody else.
And they go to school and still learning about it, and they're not telling us.
Yeah.
Still know what it's doing.
I think that my son should be close to a teen before we start talking about different things of like that nature.
Should be. So
what do you just jump the gun and just teach them everything?
Nah, I mean maybe.
Let me teach you about injecting yourself with heroin.
How could it hurt? How could it hurt?
You might learn about this in school.
Every kid is different. You know what I mean? Every kid is different. Like some kids need to be beat. Some kids don't need to be beat. Some kids need to
be like Billy. I'm
for real.
To 5. You need to stop.
Yeah.
Now where I'm from.
Well, that works for some kids, and some kids it work with, some kids it don't.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So it's like it's according to the kid.
You go to the supermarket, I'm gonna count to 5, and she's up to 10 already, and you're looking at no control.
It was funny, man. I was at the office the other day, and there was a black lady that she had a kid. The kid was like 1, and so right. So I didn't see it. So I guess the kid kept throwing his bottle, and she smacked the kid. Pow, right? Smacked the kid in the face, according to one of the ladies, according to the white lady. So the white lady is a black lady, and the white lady was like, "You smacked your kid in the face. That's wrong. That's abuse." And so another black lady that was sitting next to the lady who smacked her kid, the older black lady, she was like, "Won't you mind your business, but we smack you," type thing, right? So I was like, "Oh shit!" But I didn't see her smack the kid. The kid didn't even cry. The kid didn't cry nothing. So
it was a normal.
I guess it was normal. So the lady was like, you know, if you smack him in public, what do you think she does behind closed doors or whatnot? So the other black lady was like, she didn't even smack her in the face. She smacked him in a leg on the hand. She smacked him on the hand. So the white lady was like what's the word I'm looking for? Not an uproar, but like not a frenzy, but she was just like,
She was in a rush.
nah, she was in a rush. She was like appalled. She was like, I can't believe this. So she put out her phone. She put out her phone and was like this and tried to record homegirl on the low, right? So the black lady's like I said, I don't want to be recorded. She's like, I'm not recording you or whatever. So the people come over, they like, the security guard come over, he's like, you need to move over to the other side or whatever. She's like, no. So the other white dude, he's like, you need to smack him on the hand. But the other white dude, he didn't want to like come out and just be like, just tell. He was just like, yeah, she smacked her in the face. I seen her. But he was like kind of being low or whatever. So he separated him or whatever. That shit was just hilarious to me, man. It was like how like some people like, mind your business. Yeah, let her do. Yeah, and then there was other white people that was like, shit, I got smacked in. It was like a girl with her mom. She's like, shit, I got smacked in the face, but she was older. She was like in at least 20 something like that. She's like, shit, I got smacked in the face all the time. Shit, grandma, I act up. Grandma beat me.
Now they're claiming it's child abuse. I think it's child abuse to let your kid grow up and be a jerk.
Beat you, yeah, that's gonna happen.
Turn around and hit the mother and father, because like that's what really happens. I mean, there's a line between discipline and abuse, you know, like if you smack your kid on the ass or smack him with a belt, to me that's discipline. If you punch him in the face or hit him with a baseball bat, that's abuse. You don't do it because they're mad because they didn't get an A or some shit, right? Like that's abuse. But like we grew up in an era, we grew up in an era where people were tougher. Nowadays people kill themselves because people call them names. And people are all in their emotions and sensitive. People are softer these days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're raising a world that's softer, but we're raising soft kids.
And you do the discipline accordingly to the way you see fit. You know, you see in disrespect. I'm saying 1 year old, that's kind of like.
Yeah, I like.
I
can't really hit a 1-year-old. They won't understand.
Not smack him in the face.
But they won't understand why you're disciplining them.
I don't think that's 100% true.
You gotta be able to communicate. You gotta be able to communicate with them.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Shit, so that same 1-year-old, there was another baby in there, and that's that same 1-year-old, a baby was crying, another little baby, a smaller baby was crying, and he picked up the bottle and gave it to the baby, like, here, take your bottle, you know what I'm saying? So they're not dumb. They know what's going on to a certain extent, but I don't think I would smack a 1-year-old in the face.
But if you hit a 1-year-old, you can't explain to them, this is why I'm hitting you. Like my son is almost 2, and he doesn't always. He kind of knows what he's doing sometimes, and you know he's shady. Like he does all kinds. He plays and does stuff to aggravate us intentionally. Like he'll throw food and look at you. You know.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm trying to say is that the point
on.
that I'm trying to say is though, if he does something and then I grab him and I smack him on his hand, he's not gonna really understand that's why I did it until he can communicate with him and say, I did that. I smacked you on your hand because you did this.
I don't 100% believe that.
I don't know. I think that sometimes they don't. I don't think they might not always get like that's
maybe
why
not all the time, but I think majority of the time, yeah, I think so.
That mama was probably like 6-month-old with the baby and was just like, take your milk.
All right, we're gonna get on with this.
I mean, but shit. I mean, but look, I mean that.
It's gotta be like you said, at age like 3 years old, they start knowing what's good. You know what I'm saying? Their brain is a little developed more. I'm not saying they know everything.
Yeah.
Right from wrong, but
They definitely got a better grasp and concept of what's going on. Of course, yeah. But I think, like you said, every kid is different, and I mean, even an animal knows when it's getting abused. I mean, you hit an animal and he knows he did something wrong, and he's gonna just take that.
he's gonna be looking at you like.
Yeah, but if you just beating on any animal person for no reason, abusing them, everybody know what abuse is different from discipline. I think. You know
I don't think everybody knows that line though.
I mean, not the abuser.
I think regular people understand that line, but some people are wired differently.
I don't think that. I think you just in fucking denial. If he's like, oh, he beats me, he beats on me just because, and you know damn well that you be fucking up. That's just being being a guilt trip.
Just be stuff that they seen they grown up that made them kind of like that frustration, take it out in that.
I mean that's an abuser. An abuser. When you talk about the person that's doing the abusing, maybe they don't know. I agree with that, but I'm talking about a person that's getting abused. I think everybody knows like if it's warranted.
They know
or
if they're
not.
getting abused or not.
Yeah, if it's like discipline or abuse. But I agree with you when it comes to like the person that's doing the abusing. They might not know the line or
because they don't see it as such because the people are wired different, man. Some people are like sociopaths and shit. Some people don't process shit the same way.
Well, they just got beat a lot when they were kids. Like they got abused when they were kids. So they think
but that
it's
can
normal.
go either way.
Well, I'm saying like they think it's
are,
normal. They might think it's normal.
Some
like,
people get abused and never abuse, and then some people become abusers themselves. I mean, I don't know what the statistics are on that, what the percentages are, you know. But that's a whole nother conversation in itself. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get ready to get in with our first interview. Sean, you got us on deck over there. We're gonna call up the homie Supreme on the West Coast, Wu-Tang West Coast Killer Bees, Wu-Tang Yellow Jackets. It's 3 hours. Yeah, it's 3 hours. He shared it. He's been tuning in. Let me put on speaker, bro, so we can get
West Side.
Yeah, relax, man. Stop down.
These guys.
This guy over here.
This is just
Comedy relief, yo.
Captain Panic.
Peace. Peace. Can you hear us?
Yes, peace.
What's going on? Can you close those? Can you
All
close?
is well, sons.
Chilling. Can you close that door? I really can't hear. I can't hear this. Chilling. Everything's good, man. We saw you watching and tuning into the show. We got the Facebook stream. We also got the real stream going on www.uzd.world, and we'll have the archive up there so you can share the actual episode later for your peoples to see. You know what I mean?
Everybody should be tuning in.
Word up.
Yeah. So, what's going on, brother? Could you introduce yourself for the people that don't know who you are and the people that are tuning in right now?
Indeed. First of all, I want to say peace to all the positive people of the universe. Peace to my brothers. Peace to you, Nabi. We appreciate you having us on the show. Shout out to the entire Wu fam. Papa Wu. Freedom. And my name is Supreme myself, the truth sayer. I'm also here with my other brother from the Wu-Tang Killer Bees, West Coast, Shadow Law.
Yep.
Shadow Law, peace. So we just out here in Las Vegas, man. We're maintaining, actually in the studio. I didn't know if it was going to be live or whatever, so we were in the recording studio here. We're just putting up some Borrelex to...
oh yeah, I'm gonna be out in Vegas next week.
Oh yeah, that's what's up, brother. That's what's up, yo. So what exactly like does that mean when people for the speaker, man? So I can hear it louder. Oh. For people I was saying, like, could you explain what it means for people, like, when you say West Coast Killer Bees and all of that? Because people are familiar with the Wu-Tang Clan, and so what exactly are the West Coast Killer Bees?
Oh, indeed. That's no problem at all. So, this I always speak from self. So this is what I know. This is my truth, my story. So, Wu-Tang Clan, as everybody knows, we had the Grave Diggers, we had Wu-Tang Clan, Killer Army, Sons of Man, a lot of Dark Man, so on and so forth. RZA, Dirt, Meth, the entire Wu, about 93, late 92, early 93. I know Protect Your Neck was out, and I was with a cat called Will from the Most Crew. If people know New York history of mixtapes, the Most Crew used to put out a lot of mixtapes.
Yep.
So we were up in Harlem. I had been around. I was trying to roll around. I had a group out in Cali. I was making beats, working with everybody that I could back in the day. Songs of Mischief, Cool Man, E40, Bad Influence, Click, 3 Times Crazy, like Delta Funk, Homo Sapien, like we was all that. We was doing the West Coast thing. So I had a group that Bonds, Black Underground Movement, blah blah. Go back east. We linked. Was out in Los Angeles, connected with everybody there, and I was building with RZA. And I said, what's up with the West Coast? You know, we got Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I'm saying? And I had, had knowledge of self already. I had 120 and was building with a cat named Lord Supreme King and another brother named Kendu. And like, we got 120 here, y'all building, y'all here. Was like, Wu-Tang West. So my idea was like, I remember like back then it was like the bonsai flag, like, Karate Kid type shit, like the Japanese flag. We could have a sunset, with the W's, Wu-Tang West, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah. So RZA was like, yeah. He was like, yo, we the Cali God, you know what I'm saying? Yo, build on that shit, God. You know what I'm saying? That's my RZA voice right there. That was the inception, that was like the first time that I made Nas Born on that, and,
Now we're talking like the 90s now. We're not even talking about recent. We're talking
early 90s, like 93, 95. I know that Crisis and my brothers.
yeah, Black Knights.
West Coast Killer Bees.
Yep.
And then another cat named Miko, and another guy the time.
Mm-hmm.
North Star. They went to a show and Link with RZA. They kicked it. They kicked their rhymes. They kicked their freestyles. They battled. They did all their shit. And RZA put them on. So, there goes the Black Knights. There goes North Star. And then we later did, of course, Yellow Jackets, Birds of Prey, and so on and so forth. Is there a lot of cats claiming West Coast Killer Bees that ain't? Yep. And if you find them, you know me, Supreme myself, Lamont A. Compton, I don't hide. Send them to me. Let's see if they legit or not. But, yeah, that's where it was, and that's where it is today. So we have the.
That's why him and I get along so well.
West Coast, and it's not to cause separation. It's not to say, oh, well, we got our own thing over here, because only the devil causes separation, only the devil divides. So we all united. My thing with Wu-Tang, even though I'm from the West Coast, is I acknowledge itself. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is universal. So at that time, they were the brothers, they were the gods teaching the truth. You know what I'm saying? Spreading and proper knowledge to the masses. So yeah, I'm with that. I took part in that. We was building on the West Coast, they building on the East Coast. This is the movement. Let's do it. I'm with it.
So do you think that's like a
I really committed my life to that and understanding not only the philosophy and the science of 120, the science of life, but of Islam, period. But also, to study other cultures later, you grow, you develop, and then you see that the truth is universal, so it needs to be applied. So the same thing I got when I went to the East Coast, the love that I got, the education I got, becoming a man on the East Coast. I was born on the West Coast, but I became my own self, my own man on the East Coast.
True indeed.
You know what I'm saying? But coming into that, if you truly believe you want for your brothers, that's what you want for yourself, right? Everything came from the East. So it was nothing for me to take that light, take that truth to the West Coast and say, here, you know what I'm saying, to my people and to the people on the West Coast. Because the duty of a civilized man is what? To civilize those who are uncivilized. So I just want it for my people, you know what I'm saying, the movement, the energy, the love, the understanding, you know what I'm saying, that spirit of knowledge of self and truth and finding ourselves. I want that on the West Coast. So that's how, that was the inception of this.
Do you think that like the knowledge of self is a little bit absent compared to like the East Coast on the West Coast?
It's always been different. I won't say it's absent because the truth is the truth regardless of whom or what, and the truth exists everywhere. Falsehood exists everywhere.
True indeed.
Except within the realm of the truth, right? Because two things can't occupy the same space at the same time. So 1 + 1 is 2 on all 7 continents. Is it different? I'm from the Bay Area. I'm from East Oakland. So East Oakland, that's the Panthers. That's, you know what I'm saying, revolution. That's
activism. A lot of activism. Yep.
Self, black power, black pride, et cetera, et cetera. Even to, broaden the spectrum, American Indian movements, you know what I'm saying?
AIM. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So we can go as far as, whether it's correct or not, you know what I'm saying? But the revolutionary spirit, is continuing unto this day. You know what I'm saying? We got Black Uhuru, we got the Black Panthers, we got numerous movements.
New Black Panther Party, Black Panther Cubs.
You know what I'm saying? Los Angeles is conscious too. They're conscious too. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch riots. People might look at that as a riot, but war causes, war establishes peace. You know what I'm saying?
The Watts riots was a wake up call. That was a wake up call for a lot of people.
I always thought about that.
And they fought against, and they continue to fight against issues.
Yep.
So Los Angeles is awake. Everybody's awake. You know what I'm saying? You got Nation Islam out there. You got 5% Nation. You got Buddhists. You know what I'm saying? Shinto, Taoism. It's a lot of
Japanese.
Yeah,
Japanese.
You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of Muslims. You got a lot of Jewish people that are awake and enlightened. They monotheists. They know that it ain't no mystery God jumping out the clouds, so on and so forth. And so yeah, is it different on the East Coast? Yeah, because it's raw, it's direct, and there's more concentration of it.
Yeah.
On the East Coast. California is giant. It's almost the whole West Coast. So you got 40 million people spread out. New York, you got, you know what I'm saying? 8 million people piled on top of each other. So it's more friction.
More interaction between different groups because they're all.
That shit is sparking more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Each other more. So I see you on the train like Peach. Now you see today's degree. You know what I'm saying? Where you from? okay, yeah, I got 120 for Firstborn Prince. You know what I'm saying? Bon, who's you on light? My lighting is Wise Darmel. You know what I'm saying? Mel Quan, she bad. Bon. So you laying your shit out, nigga. I might see you again down in the village. Like, yo, peace. Hey, yo, peace. Yo. And this other cat standing with you now, he got the flag on. Yo, peace. How you see that? How you see that in the Knowledge Coach's life? How you see that in the 140, G? You know what I'm saying? Where you from, G? I'm from Medina. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Bon. So you running into cats all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be on point because you will get checked. Which
Yeah.
is a good thing.
Yeah.
Cali is a little more relaxed. The weather is good. The weed is great. You know what I'm saying? Building equality, everybody.
But I think Cali's a little bit more active when it comes to stuff like that. When it's time to get real, I think they in Cali guys soldier up more and make things happen. Like you said, like the riots and shit like that. I mean, you never see too many riots out in New York.
They stick more together.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So they did it. Remember, New York's 200 years older than Cali.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing is for us to take the knowledge and the experiences from the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? And like Allah said in the Quran, Allah said what? He said reflect on history. So we need that history, but we need that energy and that spirit of today from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We need to combine that shit. That's why we need to communicate and keep that universal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, because then we get it all.
Definitely.
And it's just like a family. You know what I'm saying? Your grandparents, they got all the wisdom, they got the understanding, they got the experience. You know what I'm saying? And the youth is like, I'm fired up, I'm ready to tear shit up. I'm young, I'm with it. What's happening? See, like West Coast is like the baby, you know what I'm saying?
That's true. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm 15 years old, like, let's do this. What's happening? We want it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective, though.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah,
That's an interesting perspective, and it puts things in perspective.
That's a great way to put it, you know?
Yeah.
So you combine that, and if the youth can listen to the elders, and the elders can be compassionate and understanding of the youth, and we accept it from both sides, it's no way we can lose.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the disconnect between the elders and the youth, I think, is what causes a lot of our social issues.
That's how they destroyed us. That's how they are trying to.
Yeah, they disconnected us with the
That's how they trying to destroy the family structure.
drugs, got rid of all, they flooded it.
That you guys been talking about during this show.
I mean, they spearheaded that over in California. They flooded the hoods over there with cheap heroin and crack to shut down the Panthers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And then that caused all the splinter groups. So then you got the Black Peace Stones, the Black Stones Rangers. Remember the Crips, CRIP.
Yeah, community revolution and progress. Yeah.
You know? So that's where Crips came from. Now, what are Crips doing now? That's a different story.
Yeah, that's a totally different story, because what they did is they locked up all the leaders, and all you had was the wild youth, because the Crips, the people that were the foundation of the Crips were all people that were young cats sitting in those education classes by the Panthers. You know what I mean? They were all in the backdrop of that. And when they locked up all the Panthers, and then they took out all the leaders that were like semi-thug, semi-revolutionary, they took all that out, right? Like they took out all the Fred Hamptons, you know what I mean? All that shit, you know what I mean? Not just in Cali, but everywhere. That's when all you had was the youth running around, and all you got gang culture. You know what I mean?
And that's when we need direction. That's when we need structure. That's when the elders got to step in and say, you know what, we're not going to turn our back on you, you know, or the youth don't listen to us. You know, they don't need to listen to you talk all the time. They need to see action. They need to do some
Word up.
Exactly. They need to see you do the work. They hear you tell the stories, but show us. Get on the front line with us, teach us.
Yep.
You know?
No,
That's a big issue also, is like, you know, once cats feel like they've done it already, you know, it's like, I met dudes that been in, you know, they gang bang, and now they 40, 50, 60 years old now, and they like, oh man, okay, well, teach the youth how you change. Why you ain't doing it no more? You're not going back and telling them and showing them a way out. You know, how'd you get out? You out. You don't do it no more, so how'd you get out?
Yeah, what was the formula you used to get to that point? But I think that's what happens with the elders. They choose. Now they don't always, but a lot of times it's tragic. It's tragic that they either go the route of exploiting the youth, having them using their history as and in the gang to get them to sell drugs for them and take the hits and do the hits, or they choose the other route to just hide and act like they don't know shit and move far away and leave them alone, instead of taking the third route, which is the duty of a righteous man, is to educate. You know what I'm saying? And tell them how you got out that jungle. But they don't want to do that because, I don't know, some people are afraid, they disconnect. But not everybody's built for that. Not everybody's, I guess, is built to educate. But at least share a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, a little bit.
Another thing is, I remember we was at the Show and Prove, you know, last Sunday every month, Harry Tubman School in Manhattan, in Mecca. And he's like, oh, yo, yeah, what's up, bro? Me, oh, you know, free. And then he was
Sound
like,
just like him.
oh, no. Yeah,
Yo, you do a good RZA and a good Papa Wu impersonation, by the way.
Yeah, Pop was younger, 5, man. He's, woo.
He's still fiery.
I know, but back, man, 95, my God. So we put somebody on the hot seat in the school, at a law school in Mecca.
Yeah, we've seen that. We've seen that happen recently, like last month.
Never gonna get in trouble from him. I bet you that. He asked me what my lesson is, man. I'm about to be on point.
Yeah.
Not getting that verbal ass whooping.
I'm not taking that uppercut. Yeah, we've seen him in action at the school in Harlem not that long ago.
It was all bad. It was really like hands on back then too. Yeah, it was hands on. We put hands on your ass back then. These dudes now, like you said, kids is growing up softer.
Yeah, he called me a queer. I'm gonna kill myself. Like they don't got the toughness, man.
That sound like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Is it?
Thank you.
He had started a security team for the school. It was called God, God's on Duty, and that was just to have security, make sure everything was safe at the school, and help people if they was needed. People should sell their goods and their clothes and their food, and people sell their stuff there. Families come together, make sure our women and our seeds, were straight, and it was a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And Lorenzo had walked by. He was going in. He had built on a 140, I think, the North Guard degree or some shit. And then Tweet was like, "Oh, yo, this is Cali Guard. You know what I'm saying? You make beats. RZA, you make beats. You know what I'm saying? Y'all link up." I was like, "Yo, yeah, everything. No, it's Cali Guard. Yo, we good. We already linked up." So that. You know what I'm saying? That was that. So it just was that. It was stickers. It was flyers. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't glorious. You know what I'm saying? But it was glorious at that time because that's all that mattered to me was putting that W up. You know what I'm saying? Bus stop, train, subway, New York, Cali, I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the record store looking for records to make beats, and people looking, I'm like, yo, you need to get Wu-Tang. Yo, buy the CD right. For real, get this? Yeah, get that, buy that. Walk on to the cash register and make them buy that CD. You know what I'm saying? Get them sales in. Going up to the label back in the days, getting boxes of stickers and promoting and, you know what I'm saying, putting up posters and canvassing and, doing it. Get to the shows, support, do what you had to do, you know what I'm saying, to make this W what it is. We put in a lot of work on the ground, man. Because, of course, the devil was not with this. The devil did not support this movement, of course.
So
and it was a lot of, it's a lot, but at the same time, Allah said he's not going to place a burden on you greater than you have strength to bear.
True indeed.
So while you in it, it's hard, but then once you get the reward, then you forget, about how hard it was. You know what I'm saying? How tiring all those wrestlers nights, sleepless nights. You know what I'm saying? And them as artists putting the time in. You know what I'm saying? And they was grinding. And once you blow up like they blew up, the Nine, the Clan, it will change immediately.
Definitely.
Life don't change, but your life changes. You understand what I'm saying? Your personal life don't change, but your life changes now because you got to demand. Now you got to go. You know what I'm saying? You're on the road 8-9 months out the year. You gone. And it was a lot, but to be there to witness it, you know what I'm saying, and to be a part of that is something that I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change that for nothing.
No, that's a most powerful legacy. One of the most powerful legacies in hip hop, man. Wu-Tang.
How do you feel about as somebody who's in understands it from an angle also? What is the connect with the whole like being like part of being part of something that's so famous but not being like a famous member of? You get what I'm saying? Like running into people and be like, oh well, you're not Method Man, you're not RZA, but you're Wu-Tang. You get what I'm saying? Like how does that all fit into the equation?
Or what about when you at a show and some beautiful queen walks up to you and you like peace, and she's like peace, hi, and you're like yo, what's your name? Yo, you beautiful, this and that, blah 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 blah. She's like, yeah, hi Supreme, yeah, okay, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting you, this and that. Where's Method Man? Like,
That's what I was trying to get to that.
you don't want to come hang out, and then they come hang out, and they're like, oh, is that Ghostface? Yeah, all right, bye.
We got a lot of messages.
So it's good because you know what, man. I'm glad that I was raised the way I was raised because I was raised. You know what I'm I'm saying? And I can speak for my brother Shadow, man. No egos, no pride. You know what I'm saying? No arrogance, no I'm this, I'm that, I'm supreme, I'm better. No big eyes and little U's, man. And I can say that about them. They all humble, beautiful brothers, man. They don't disrespect women. They don't disrespect each other. You know what I'm saying? Even with issues, man, you cats address the issues, not personal, that I've ever seen, man. And it's, I just I don't have nothing in my brother, in my heart for my brother's negative. You know what I'm saying? So it's whatever, I ain't as famous as Method Man. You know what I'm saying? Do I have some fame? Some people probably believe I do. FAME. I'm going to put this on the air right now. FAME is an acronym for my enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, fame is poisonous. You know what I'm saying? If you truly understand fame, if you truly understand the essence of complimenting somebody, compliments destroy. They don't build. You know what I'm saying? Because compliments instill thoughts of vanity, of boastfulness, of pride, make people braggarts, it makes people arrogant, it makes people haughty. And those are traits of Shaitan, those are traits of Satan, those are traits of devils. You know what I'm saying? So I want Ghost and Ray and Meth, you know what I'm saying, and Crisis and Monk and Jihad and you and Papa Wu and Jack and I want everybody to have everything good that they can have and more of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like you know what it is. Because at the end of the day, even though we're in different places, we're all one family. We're all one family, even though we're spread out.
My position in Wu-Tang, or my position as an affiliate, you know what I'm saying, or my position as a brother on the level, you know what I'm saying, that I could call RZA and RZA will answer my phone call, that I'm accepted still 20 years later, you know what I'm saying, is I disqualify myself through my own ways and actions. So the door is already there. The door is open. The W's been here 24, 25 years now. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I got to show and prove. Everybody got to show and prove and qualify or disqualify themselves through their
True indeed. True indeed.
So the fact that I'm still here shows my character. The fact that everybody's still here shows their character.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And the respect is always going to be established because it was founded on respect. It was founded on brotherhood. It was founded on mutual love and admiration of the truth, knowledge of self, 120, the lessons, you know what I'm saying, righteousness, you know what I'm saying, integrity, values, morals, standards, ethics, you know what I'm saying, and self-respect, self-decency, and you know what I'm saying, those are some of the things, and it's more, of course, but those are some of the main things that create, you know what I'm saying, and the foundation of Wu-Tang, and why everybody has stayed united 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's get to the.
Whether I get as more famous or less famous in the people's eyes is irrelevant. Some cat asked me, "Yo, can I get your autograph?" I said, "Let me get yours." He was like, "Why you want my autograph?" I was like, "Why you want mine?" I was like, "You probably a better person than me. Do you know?"
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. You didn't ask a doctor. Doctor delivered 3 babies today. You didn't ask him for his autograph.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for real. So
what is fame? You know what I'm saying? I said, don't place nobody over you. You know what I'm saying? If you admire some work that I did or some teachings that we've done or some group or organization that we've helped out or something in our lyrics that, you saw that was beneficial to you, you know what I'm saying? And you speaking to me for that, then yeah, that's peace.
shit, the Catch Me Outside girl is famous.
What was you gonna ask?
So let's get to the music. So what is what is going on right now with the West Coast Killer Bees, or even yourself? Like, what is some new music you have out, or some stuff that you're working on?
The Supreme Life album is done. We're looking to release it. We put a song out called We Lit.
Was that Wu-Tang? Was that Wu-Tang Yellow Jackets? Wu-Tang Yellow Jackets? Was that Wu-Tang Yellow Jackets?
No, this is Supreme Life Volume 1.
Oh, okay.
We're releasing 3 EPs. And it's just a series, stage steps and degrees. We're going to breastfeed them on this one, and we're going to spoon feed them, then we're going to give them some meat on the 3rd record.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a song that we did called We Lit. It's under the title Supreme, And We Lit is just about turning up. It's about equality. It's about herb. It's about, that culture. You know what I'm saying? A 420 life. And it's kind of a light song, party song, It's a club hit. And we did a test run on Reverb Nation. If they want to check that out, it's at www.reverbnation.com/Supreme I Self, SUPREME, the letter I, and self. And so it went number one in Vegas. It went number one in the West Coast region, and it went number one in the U.S. and then in the world. We held that for about 6-7 days. Then we dropped down to number two in the U.S. and number two in the world, but stayed number one in Vegas in the West Coast region for 3 months. And we just got some emails like the last month had been number one. I think we just dropped the other day down to like 9 or whatever, but we still way up there. And it's just, wake up in the morning, your song's trending. Great feeling, you know? And people was feeling the song. So we posted another song just getting started, and then Killer Bees for Life, which is a West Coast Killer Bee anthem, you know.
And which West Coast Killer Bees are on that song?
Just me right now, me and Shadow.
Okay.
You know, Scratch is out here from the Yellow Jackets. He lives out here. And Silk Ski, rest in peace. He used to live out here.
Rest in peace, Silky. Brooklyn Zoo.
Brooklyn Zoo, rest in peace, brother. Love you. And Miko from North Star lives out here in Vegas. So we all out here. With Slate to do the remix. And a remix, I want Miko, Crisis, and Monk, and Jihad. And we're just going to split, you know what I'm saying, 3/16s, 8/8/8/8, like that, and finish that out. And we'll release the remix. So what we did is we created an album of singles. We didn't really create like an album per se in that sense, but just recorded a bunch of singles. So we're just gonna bang out videos to all of them. We wanted to release it in June, but like I just got back from overseas. We did 11 countries in 11 days.
Yeah, how was that tour?
And it was great. And then we were in Japan, great, and Japan and Philippines. Over there banging out shows. The Philippines is dope, man. They got a great hip hop community out there. Shout out to Billy Crawford and J.R. Solana, Chris Lawrence, DJ H-Town Manila.
What's up?
Noah Lazarus, and of course, my boys, they do anything out there big. And yeah, man, the shows out there are fun. They live. It's like the 90s out there, man. Overseas, like the 90s. Rock, they feeling it. They fans still.
They go hard. They go hard for the hip hop.
Huh?
They go hard for the hip hop in other places.
Yeah, like America is like we're so spoiled. I'll say that. I'll be nice. You know what I'm saying? Don't come up to me and you can pay $200 for our show, and you know what I'm saying? Then walk up to RZA and take a selfie with him so you can get likes. Like RZA because you actually are meeting the addict. You know what I'm saying? You are actually meeting RZA. You know what I'm saying? Like respect that and cherish it. Value it. Make it a special moment for yourself. Things don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You can just enjoy your food and be thankful to God. You don't got to take a picture of a pancake. You know what pancakes look like. You're 30 years old. While you was taking a shit. Take a selfie of everything, Take a selfie of your bank account when you're down to 19 cents. Take a snapshot of your overdraft fee. Show us who you really are.
Yeah, man.
And stop putting your funerals and your families and all that. Stop putting that shit on the internet. Man, that shit is ridiculous.
Overdoing it.
Leaned over in the casket and took a selfie with our dead uncle or some shit.
Yeah, that's great.
Serious?
That's like you ever go to a family member's house and they got a picture of a dead person in the casket.
Hell no.
That's some creepy ass shit. My aunts had that. One of my aunts had that shit in their crib.
I'm questioning your sanity. Matter of fact, I don't even want to be friends with you.
Yeah, matter of fact, you just made the cut list, homie.
So what is the hip hop scene like? The underground hip hop scene like in Vegas? So I've been to Vegas and it's like outside of the strip is like a regular place. You know what I mean? And it's
that's the thing. People I'm in New York. My family, some friends come out when I was living in New York. They'd be like, I'm in New York. I'll be like, all right, good. So what's good? What you want to do? I want to take you to eat. You know what I'm saying? I want to take you down to the village and go chill out. I want to take you to Brooklyn and go hit at Junior's or some shit. Go eat. I want to take you to some regular shit.
yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're gonna take the ferry out to the Statue of Liberty. Like, all right, well, I'll see you when you guys get done with that. So the same thing in the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to see the Golden Gate. It's right there. You see it over there? It's right there. I see it every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the Strip, they think that's Vegas, but there's 2.2 million people here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much more to Vegas than that.
People a month move here.
Yeah.
So it's growing exponentially. That's my word of the day. So
Exponentially.
That's interesting that's funny that you said that about the whole Staten Island thing because my son's mother I've taken her to New York multiple times, and I took her to DC for her first time. And her complaint was like, how you gonna take me here, or you gonna take me to DC and not take me to the White House? How you gonna take me to New York and not take me to the Statue of Liberty? And I'm like, if you want to see that, you come back on your own time. We got other stuff, better stuff to do.
Real stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, we on the road, man. It's like people want to go out and, like Hollywood. It's like, oh, let's go to Boa. Let's go to, like, Fogo de Chao. Let's go to Chin Chin's. And, it's like, come on, man. Like, let's go.
I love Supreme, yo.
I'd rather go to your house and let your auntie fry some chicken, you know what I'm saying? And let's eat, you know what I'm saying? And let's eat real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go to a nice vegan restaurant.
Let's go to Chin Chin.
Because I had a friend that I have like my little brother, and she lives in Vegas, so I got to see like the real Vegas, like outside of the Strip, and it was like normal. It was just a normal fucking place outside the Strip. So that's what I was saying. Like, what is the like? I was wondering, what is the like the hip hop? What's like the underground hip hop scene like in Vegas?
It's good. It's not big, you know what I'm saying? But it's very good. There's a lot of good artists here, a lot of good artists, a lot of great poets here, They got graff, they got breakdancing, you know what I'm saying? And it's a close-knit community here, so it's good. They support each other. They do the smaller clubs. Of course, they're not on the Strip,
Yeah.
But, it's popping. I don't know if you went to Beauty Bar, any of those spots down there by, like, Gold Spike and any of those places.
He went to a place called Booty Bandits.
And the Strip is for the tourists.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I noticed.
But you got Henderson, man. You got Summerlin. You got Mounds End. There's a lot of beautiful places out there, And you can get a 6-bedroom house for $2,100 a month.
Yeah, man.
Backyard, a swimming pool.
And a pool.
5 bedroom.
Yeah. I was this close to moving to Vegas. This fucking close moving to Vegas like 2014. I just didn't pull the trigger.
Crime is low. It's 6 lanes on the freeway. It ain't traffic. It's good here, man. It's a place you can build. You can see your money. You know what I'm saying? There's work here. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
100 degrees every day.
I felt like Vegas is like mad calming, like outside of the Strip, like everything else just like mad calm. It's like just.
You can go skiing here. You want to go into Mount Charles? You can go skiing, snowboarding. You know what I'm saying? You go to Lake Mead, jet ski. Water ski. Go to Willow Beach, huh? Yeah, Red Rock. You know what I'm saying? All of that's popping out here.
Who's that? Who's that? Shadow? Tell Shadow I said what up.
Oh yeah, hold up. I'm gonna let Shadow holler at y'all. You got Utah's right here, California's right there. I'm in Cali in 45 minutes. I'm driving there in 3 hours.
Yeah, no doubt.
Y'all be going to Utah? What the hell y'all be doing in Utah?
Go to Mormon meetings?
Skiing and fishing.
Skiing and fishing. Picking up Mormon prostitutes.
Picking up Mormon prostitutes.
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? So they just like, here. 28 hours or 24 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
Mormon prostitutes.
Mormon prostitutes. What they do is they sleep with you, and the fee comes with a little bit of dictation from the Book of Mormon.
The Jesus, Latter-day Saints.
Latter-day toots.
They got a hip hop group out there in the Latter-day Saints.
Yeah.
Word.
Are they Mormons or are they just a play on words?
Well, they didn't last long because their record only came out for 1 day.
Oh.
Word. It's like get it now before.
Nah, the Mormons did them in.
They rites of passage thing is before they kind of like into adulthood or whatever. And then I forgot what age it is, but 16 or 18 or whatever. When they become mature, they get to go into the world for 1 day or for however long, and they get to experience the world. And either they can stay or they can come back. But when they come back, they make their vows and their commitments to the Mormon community, and then they stay. And that's what they do.
Damn, that's crazy.
So they get 1 day of coke and toots, and then they go back.
They go come back and straight.
Make a record, do all the toots and coke you can want. Make a record, and then go back.
But it's only a day though, so you gonna
Only a
make
day,
so many
that's it.
tracks. You have to make so many tracks in a day.
There's only so many toots and so much coke you can do in 1 day. That's
You can't do cokes and toots and tracks in 1 day.
yeah. You can't do coke, toots, and tracks in 1 day. That's true. You got to choose like 2 out of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just snotted up 4 packs. It's a wrap.
Johnny Limp Dick over here is gonna have to go make tracks because toots are out of the question at this point.
Word.
And then, they can make a record and drop it. Yo, this album's available for 17 hours. MC Latter Day.
MC Latter Day and the Saints.
MC Latter Day
And the Saints.
Do your thing, boo boo. You got 17 hours and counting. That's what you call real limited edition, huh?
That's crazy. What up?
Peace, man. How y'all doing?
What up, Shadow? Nice to talk to you again. Nabi Reality. Peace, brother.
Yeah, man. Peace, man. It's good to hear from you. How you been?
I've been good. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, man. You know, I just wanted to reach out to the, we the East Coast, fam over here, Universal Killer Bees. Reach out to our West Coast Killer Bees family. Checking in with Shadow, Supreme, and seeing what's going on. So what's going on out there with the movement, man? With the whole West Coast Killer Bees, man. You want to add anything onto that?
Man, sleepless nights, work, man. That's all we're doing, man. We're just grinding in and just keeping our eyes on God and just staying within our path, man, and just remaining positive through all the negativity that's thrown at us from the devils. And, just keep moving forward, man, keeping our faces forward and not looking back on anything and not letting anything slow us up. It's been a battle, man. It's been a constant battle, man. But, the more stuff that's thrown at us, the stronger we get. So,
Word. So, what is your take on like the the whole Vegas like rap life? Like how do you guys maintain in that small knit, community? Or do you guys
Especially
like
being from California?
Shout a lot.
Yeah, we came from California, you know what I mean? But, Vegas is like... LA could be madness.
Yeah, LA is.
It has to be madness when somebody says, I'm going to Vegas to clear.
Yo, that's a good point, right?
I'm ahead from the madness of LA.
Yo, like shit's so crazy. I'm going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, we ain't got no business on the strip, man. We ain't got no business, no shows, or nothing to do, man. We don't even go to the strip.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like kicking it in New York. Like whenever we go to New York, we go to Harlem, we go to the Bronx, we go to Brooklyn to go see Papa Wu. You're not gonna catch us in Manhattan at the shopping area. You know what I mean? Like that's the difference of it. Like the commercialized element of it and the real element. Because every time anybody sees Vegas, all they think in their head is casinos that they don't know. You know,
There's
what I
only
mean?
one fucking couple miles long, ain't she?
It's crazy because, not even 5 miles off the strip is a bunch of peace. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just quiet. Like, the neighborhood is, people are
Just
say hi to you, they wave at you. Like, and I'm only saying that because nowadays it's hard to get somebody to say hi. Everybody's stuck in their phone.
Yeah.
They're not even talking to each
Tell
other.
them don't mess around in Henderson. They got KKK out there.
The Palms is like only a mile off the strip, and it's regular life over there. You know what I mean? I stayed at the Palms, and it was like I went to a regular liquor store. The liquor was regular price. You go to the strip, the liquor's like 3 times the price of the liquor. You know what I'm saying? It's just little shit like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we just over here making new tracks and
how'd that picture come up?
finishing up, just some little touch-ups, little minor things here and there, and also starting the second project. You know what I mean? Supreme Life Volume 2. Getting that in, and we just like I said, man, we just grinding, man. I don't even know what else.
Like, what is you guys' motivation to make new tracks and make new music and shit? Like, why do you guys keep doing it?
We had got asked that one time in an interview. Our motivation, man, besides we already know, like, God is a big motivation, and to help other people and to put people in the right perspective and give them, the proper knowledge, and because there's not enough people out here teaching like how they were back in the day, like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to hear one of our new tracks, I've got it right now playing in the studio. This is just getting started.
Yeah, give us a sample real quick, just a sample of it, then we'll get back. Yeah, louder. Yeah, louder.
Well, see, it's hard. We can hear the beat. The beat is pretty clear, but it's hard for us to say the words. The beat's smacking.
This is banging.
Oh, yeah.
Head smacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that track
Yeah.
is
See,
smacking.
I'm more of a I'm naturally more of a West Coast music lover than East Coast lover. I like more West Coast music than I like East Coast music. You know what I mean? It's always been like that. And that shit right there, that shit was smacking.
Yeah, that shit was definitely smacking.
In the words of E40, or in the Bay Area, you guys should know that shit got tremendous slap.
We lit is like the party song. You know, it's a little weed head song, but see, some people would be like, but you talked about money, but you talked about marijuana, but you did okay. But listen. Listen to the track, and then you're gonna hear the message. You're gonna hear it. We always teach, so check it out. This we lit.
Wu-Tang Yellow Jackets. He's banging, yo.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Do you guys feel like you get like being like 5%ers and things like that? Do you feel like you get a little bit flack for making those like party tracks?
That's what I think they were saying about. Oh, you made a song about weed and.
So why did you feel like you had to? Did you feel like you had to make that track, or just was something that you like just came out?
People like, we really be smoking weed though.
Yeah, we
People
smoke.
like, yo, we be building, but we really be smoking weed,
We smoke
bro.
weed. We like chicks too, you know.
Marijuana's a reality. Marijuana's worth more than gold. Period. Fact. Marijuana is now approved by Congress in the United States. Marijuana's. I just came back from Amsterdam, Spain, everywhere. It's good. They got weed, alcohol over there. They've been doing all that.
Yeah.
So when people find out how weed initially became illegal, you know what I'm saying? It was legislature, Congress. Prior to that, it was Reagan Bush, and then prior to that, it was the cotton farmers who could not compete with the hemp.
The hemp industry, yeah.
Textile industry, they can't.
They used it for paper. It was strong enough to use for.
It just destroys cotton, and it grows in all climates, everything. So they paid legislature to pass law against it.
Yeah.
You know, so is marijuana illegal? You know what I'm saying? Should it have ever been illegal? Of course not. It's medicinal. It's an herb. It's beneficial in a million ways. There's not one recorded case of cancer from it. But these same people sell you alcohol, cigarettes, table salt, sugar.
What? Yeah, but what's killed more people than opiates? We were talking about that earlier in the show.
You know, and the number one cause of death, like 41% of Americans gonna die from cancer. Period.
Yeah.
They come from marijuana.
Yeah.
And the second cause of death is heart disease, and the third is the pharmaceutical industry who's behind the cancer and the heart disease.
And the opiates, yep.
Country. So we made the song, we lit. We not disrespect. See, the thing about our music, we don't disrespect women. We don't disrespect nobody. You know what I'm saying? You can come through, we can party, we turn up. I woke up, I'm blowing. It's good. We chilling. It's a beautiful thing.
We lit.
And people like, you made the weed song, you don't even smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's good. I've done that. Been there, done that. You know? But it's a beautiful song. It's party. It's light. And people are lit. And being lit has more to do with marijuana. Being lit means to be illuminated. To be illuminated means to be enlightened.
Knowledge,
to be
yeah.
enlightened means you have knowledge of yourself. So,
Hell yeah.
whatever substance I put in my body, my mind is first. So I should be lit. I should be illuminated. I should be excited about being alive. I should be lit. I'm up. I'm turned up. You don't got to be on drugs to be turned up. You can be turned up because you're
And some niggas don't need drugs.
backroom deals, been
All right, so let me say something, right? This is the first time on the show ever. We have a part of the show we call Bourbon Street, right? So we go through this whole little spill. We ask this question: Have you ever been to New Orleans, and have you been to Bourbon Street? You know what Bourbon Street's known for, and Bourbon. And Bourbon Street known for its bars. A lot of bars on Bourbon Street, right? So we always ask that. We always ask that question: have you ever been to Bourbon Street? And can you give us some bars? This is the first time anybody's ever gave us some Bourbon Street without being asked.
Yeah, this is the first time. It's true.
Anybody ever take us to Bourbon Street without being asked for? So I noticed you didn't finish that verse. So bring that verse back.
Yeah, because we gotta wrap up. We gotta wrap up the interview to go to our next interview. So let's end this out with that verse right there.
All right, let's do it. 6, 5, 4, 3, April 2, April 1, 1, 1, 1, no Mardi Gras.
Bourbon Street.
Yo, man.
Word up.
Like,
My Brooklyn fam, man, I love y'all out there, man.
Word up.
Supreme, you already know what it is, man. We'll have you down the line when more projects, as the future projects come out. We'll have you call in. But on behalf of the Universal Killer Bees, man, shout out to all our West Coast Wu-Tang Killer Bees family, man. We love all of y'all, man.
Word up.
Likewise, we love you, East Coast, West Coast, one world, one love, one heart, one mind, one soul.
Yeah, for real. Yep.
Man.
Under one world, under RW, man. That's the way it works, man. But thank you, brother. And yo, Shadow, man, nice speaking to you again. Yo,
Man, thank you for having us, man. We appreciate it, man. We love y'all, man.
Yeah, man.
Anytime,
I'll reach out. You already know what it is. We'll talk behind the scenes. But thank you, brothers, for calling in and taking the time to drop and sharing with us your experience, because everybody's experience is different. And Supreme, thanks for being the first person to go to Bourbon Street without being asked.
Word. We call it a kidnapping. That was a kidnapping, Bourbon Street.
Tracks, man, y'all can bump them. They coming right now. You already loading them up.
Oh yeah, we need those.
All right, yeah. Just send them. Just shoot. You got my email. All right. All right, fam. We'll talk soon.
Always peace.
Peace.
Word up.
That was our West Coast fam. You know what I'm saying? Because there were three sections. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that go around, but there's really three main factors of there's us, the Universal Killer Bees. There's also the East Coast Killer Bees, and then there's the West Coast Killer Bees. The Universal Killer Bees make up is one unit under Papa Wu, Freedom of Law. And then the East Coast Killer Bees is a bunch of different affiliates under the banner. But the West Coast Killer Bees is like a whole bunch of different groups, like Birds of Prey, which is now Born Sight for Power. Then you got Wu-Tang Yellow Jackets, Black Knights, North Star. You know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of. So when we're listening to Supreme and Shadow talk, Shadow being the first, he's Cash over here, like he's the first capo over there after Supreme. They're representing the whole West Coast, which is a lot, you know what I'm saying, on the shoulders to say, but they're speaking on behalf of the whole West Coast Wu-Tang movement, and this Wu-Tang thing is really a global force and an international thing, and for the people that are connected to it, it's been something that's been very enlightening, and Wu-Tang still has
Wu-Tang is forever,
and it still has a contribution. It's not just 9 or 10 guys, you know what I mean, and the RZA, Method Man, there's so many other elements to it. And it was nice to hear from that side of the family. On the
other part about it, I think, is the guy background and the non-9 original members have a real instrumental to keeping Wu-Tang alive.
Relevant, like in the streets, relevant and everything else. Because I've been places where Wu-Tang is represented on a level that has nothing to do with music, you know what I mean? And that the guys that are on the top, like the RZA and all them, would get in trouble for doing some of the stuff that I've seen happen, because I'm a behind-the-scenes guy. DJ Coalition, Universal Killer Bees, and also Brooklyn Zoo family. I've seen a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Supreme's seen a lot more than me, because he's been around way longer than me. But he's a good than I have in this family, in the pantheon. But he's a good brother. Make sure you look up Wu-Tang Yellow, that's one specific team. But just look up West. You can just go on Facebook. You can just Google West Coast Killer Bees. There's a lot of information, like the North.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing, Wendy?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here.
Sorry, you got like a your voice has like a softness to it.
Soothing effect.
Yeah, like you could be like an educator or like a phone sex operator. Like either way.
You know, I've heard that contrast my whole life.
Like,
Same
like,
exact-
what are you wearing? I don't know. What are you wearing?
So what you have to do is put the seasoning into and mix the pack, and you know.
Mr. Pat. She can make everything sound good. Put the ramen noodle into the pan.
I can pretty much say anything.
Anything, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Wendy's good people. So Cash and I was recently at a party with the very, very talented painter, poet, Anna Soul, who was a friend of mine. And Cash was up there at a party. And
Perez is amazing.
Yeah.
She's fierce. I love her.
yeah, she's Sasha Fierce. That's what she is. She's watching earlier. I don't know if she's still watching. Anna, I don't know if you're still watching, Miss Sasha Fierce.
She has some good artwork too.
Yeah, her paintings are really interesting. So it was interesting because I think that somebody thought that I guess I'm not gonna go into the mad details, but somebody had thought that I was making fun of her work.
Oh my goodness, you
they thought
wouldn't do that. Come on.
No, I wouldn't. But the thing is that people don't understand our relationship with me and him is that we don't, as you saw.
We never get out of.
This is your first time seeing us. You met us there, but you see us at the radio station.
Sure.
You're someone that can attest that how we act here is how we act in real life.
That's true. Right?
Like we crack on each other and we mess with each
I
other.
was listening to your broadcast and I was a little concerned. You know, I'm just gonna bring it right out
Yeah,
on the table. 'Cause
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
you know, we are one, right?
Mm.
Right. So we, you know, and I'm a lesbian. I'm not a lesbian, and I was listening to you guys throw around words like queer and all that. And I know you don't really.
Oh yeah, we don't mean that in an
you
offensive
don't
way.
mean
We're
that in
sorry
an
if we
offensive way.
offended. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes listeners might have a different take
Yeah.
on it, you know. And I know who you are. I had a nice conversation with you, and I know
And we're fully acceptance of all of that.
you're
like,
in
yeah.
acceptance of everyone. So we have to think about our language and what we.
I agree with you on that, and you're right about that. And especially we want to be educators, and I thank you for bringing that point up. And I appreciate you for that because we need to talk to that way about each other because it's interesting because the power of words we don't. We had a guest on here. She was saying that we gypsy like is offensive to them.
It can be.
So like if it's like a gyp, you gyp me or
I'm
something like
also
that.
a gypsy. My family came from Romania, so I understand.
Yeah.
And words are so powerful.
It feels that way. A million people feel.
People feel that way. That is powerful because it doesn't make it in a way,
Absolutely.
which would be pretty difficult because there's a gay club downstairs.
Actually,
So.
you know, we have a pretty big following at Bulldozer Health, which we're going to talk about, and I do as Wendy Love Edge, and getting messages. You know, these guys are homophobic, so just I know that you're not.
And my
Of you, call you call you terms like gay. Or, that's way more.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a gray area. A lot of people,
So
yeah.
it's
Giving me a unique experience racially, but on that, like I always wanted that perspective of white because like me, I grew up in a neighborhood where me and my friends use that because we come from the inner city, we come from housing projects, and I grew up around mostly black people, and I have family members that are darker than Cash. So, but we were talking about from the perspective of somebody who's like from the suburbs.
Oh, that's me. I'm Cash.
And
okay.
and-
Wait a minute, I don't know if I get that.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
yeah, he's Cash. It's like one of the, he ain't got no cash. You and some other people come back and we can talk even on a further level of that because we like to talk about subjects and we could have some people, but we would talk. We didn't invite people from the gay community in because we don't want to act like specialists or something we're not. Just like when we yeah. So
It's not a solution. It's a cover up.
and they make money. It's a $1 billion pimp industry.
Absolutely. situation. There are people dying every day in the state of Rhode Island.
How many people are dying from weed again?
None.
Oh,
Zero.
You heard that? Zero.
Yeah, my homie died from weed, man. He tried to rob this dude for like a pound and a half. They tore his ass up, man. They tore his.
You know, we can't account for that. That's not dying from weed. But 2 years later, I started coming off all the drugs. Found myself in withdrawal. My friend said, "Here, try this cannabis. I know it's going to help you."
Had you not used it before?
No, when I was a teenager, I got high a few times, but then never touched it again.
Because it made it sound like something new to you, like, here's just cannabis.
Right.
Like,
Well, I mean,
what is that?
I mean, like smoking is not for everybody.
Well, I was
Some people have edibles, right?
occupational therapist. I was an area director for a rehab company. I had a great career. He couldn't use marijuana and work in the healthcare industry.
Yeah.
Still can't, actually.
Unless you get a card.
No, that still doesn't matter. Even if you got a card.
No, you gotta have a card.
No.
What? That is,
No,
isn't
no,
that
no.
discrimination?
No, but they've got it in there. No, they got it set up like that.
We have so much work to do.
Oh, federal
That's what it is.
guidelines.
Federal guidelines, not state guidelines. Especially because a lot of corporations, especially if it's a corporation, because most corporations are based in different states. You go by the laws that they have to follow. If the corporation,
It's not federally legal, so they can.
Yeah, that's why they was
say whatever
able-
they want,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yep.
so that's a problem. But
that's why they were arresting people that were working at smoke shops in California. Federal government people were working legal jobs, getting
Yes.
paychecks from legitimate dispensaries, but they wanted to go in there and wave their Johnson around and show them who's the boss, and they shut it down. I want to say a different word, but I'm trying to watch my words here. Trying to watch my words.
Cocker spaniels is a
Cocker
cricket.
spaniels.
Somebody in a dispensary who's totally legal. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What kind of charge did they give them? Did they give them a
Yeah,
distribution?
they get federal charges.
He ended up in prison, but he was
Jeez.
Distribution.
But still, you know, we have
The
a
hassle.
lot of work to do with cannabis. So the first time I tried to use it to help withdrawal, you know, my pain went away. I started feeling better, and then I started researching. You know, it's medicinal. It's medicinal for all of us.
Not just to get high and
we have
feel
an
good.
endocannabinoid system in our body ready to accept it.
A lot of life doesn't have that system in the
Right.
you know.
But human beings do.
Do why? Because it obviously was relevant at one point in time in our existence.
It still is, but you know, because you know, in 1937, the United States government decided to demonize it. It became illegal. I met a lady. I was giving a health talk, and this lady came. She was in her 90s, and she was alive when it was fully legal before. Fully legal.
Wow, she's seen it come back full circle.
Right, but the thing is, she was totally healthy. She's been using it her whole life, eating it and smoking it, on no pharmaceutical drugs. I mean, it is really.
Instead of taking all those pills, older people,
Right, instead of the pill box, you know, which I had the pill box too. It's no way to live, for sure.
Yeah.
And going back to the headache, I had a great experience recently. I just have to tell you about. So I had a headache. I recently contracted Lyme disease. You know, it's a fluke. There's ticks everywhere. Well, it's not a fluke. It's actually an epidemic, really, that the government isn't really addressing. But
Lyme disease.
Lyme disease, yeah. So I had a headache for 5 weeks.
Wow.
And the doctor couldn't do anything. They put me on antibiotics. I did take the antibiotics. Pharmaceutical drugs have their place, and you have to be discerning. And in that case, I took the antibiotics.
Yeah.
But I had this headache. Wouldn't go away. They couldn't do anything about it, just like your girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I went to see this neurochiropractor. She joined our health network, big network with health providers. And I'm sitting on the table, and she's like, yeah, I've had a headache all the time. She did her assessment, and she's looking at me in the eye, and she sticks an earphone in my left ear. It went away. Right brain music. Right brain music. Look it up on YouTube. It took my headache away. And then I kept listening to it 15 minutes a day like she told me to. No more headache. Music is healing. You know, you guys do a lot with music here. Music equals health too. So many things are related to health.
As opposed to all these pills that are poisoning us and giving us other sicknesses.
So we was talking about this the other day. It's like a cycle. You know, the government. Me and my brother was talking about this. Like the government, they give us all these foods and they give us all this other stuff, and they mess us
high
up.
blood pressure.
And then they give us pills to make to compensate for it. And it's like they're making money off everything.
The same people that have their hands in the pharmaceutical company
and
are the ones
population
doing the
control
food.
at the same time.
Yeah.
We all own it together. It's a cooperative business.
Wow, it's interesting.
Right. So everybody will have access to their doctor's visits, to see the chiropractor, to see the acupuncturist, to get their cannabis. It's really important to me to have cannabis part of that cooperative.
Yeah.
Right now, we help people access these things. If they have housing here in the Northeast, if they're in the South, it's under 18,000. Then they can apply to us for help, and we will send them to see an acupuncturist, send them to see a chiropractor, and pay for the visits as our money allows. We're constantly fundraising We have growers that gift us cannabis in the states where it's
Awesome.
legal, like in Massachusetts. Let me tell you something. It's great that it's legal in one way, but I would rather see prohibition end and have people grow their own medicine. Thankfully, in Massachusetts, you can grow your own medicine. But you know, if you're real sick, it's hard to grow it.
There's a lot of work.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's not just let me just do that.
Right, but going to the dispensary is expensive. So even though you get legalized, you have to pay $200 out of your pocket to see the doctor.
Now every year they change it every year. Now it used to be one. This used to be one every 2 years. Now they change every because I'm a patient here in Rhode Island. Yeah, and
I'm a patient in Massachusetts.
yeah, but they want now they changing the laws every 200. I'm like, and then they want this and they want to pay that. It's cheaper for me to just buy it off the street.
Well, that's the problem. They're still feeding the black market. You know, legalization really just gives money to the state, and everybody's making money on it, right?
A little extra
I'm
money.
more interested in everybody having access to their medicine.
Yeah.
So it's nice. Rhode Island has reciprocity with Massachusetts, so I can go to the dispensary.
Yeah, your cards work here, but certain. I think it's like 7 to 12. Is it 7 states? I think it's 7 that you can use card from anywhere else.
Right, certain states.
Rhode Island, you can use
is
any
one of
card.
them.
Yeah, you can. And it doesn't matter where your card is from, but other states you can't use. Like Rhode Island card doesn't work in every state.
Yeah. So what do you think about like Obamacare?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy that lots of people received Medicaid, right? Because up here in the Northeast, we're used to having access to Medicaid. But I lived in Arkansas when I got sick, and our project is in Arkansas. They didn't have Medicaid, so now they do. So what the good thing about, I like to call it the Affordable Care Act, because it really isn't Obamacare. Everyone calls it that, and I'm thankful that he was so adamant about pushing something through. But it was never meant to stay as is. We should be working on it and honing
Should
it
work
and
to
making
progress
it
it.
Better.
Right, make it better, But I'm really happy that people who had no care at least have something. Because, if you break your leg, if you get in a car accident, whatever.
You want to be turned away.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you need a pharmaceutical drug, you can get it. But here's the thing about all insurance, it's all about money too. They don't give you access. You're a patient here in Rhode Island. Why can't you go see a regular doctor? Why can't you go get your cannabis medicine just like any other medicine? You
Why
can.
it should be covered on my
Right,
medical.
yeah, regular. You should be go to like Thunder Mist and be like, I need this and this and that, and they give you weed, right?
Right.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
doesn't cover
happening.
under my medical. No, I have to pay for it out of pocket.
Because, Big Pharma kind of owns everyone. The insurance company owns everyone. We all have to keep speaking the truth and keep pushing through. Because let me tell you, this opiate epidemic hitting so many families.
Look what it's done to Florida.
And the reason that it cuts them off because they think, well, maybe they're using too much or whatever, and they're addicted. I know, I was addicted.
Here's my
I
theory.
was shaking and sweating, and I know.
Here's my theory on.
But I go get heroin, right?
Here's my theory on opiates, and I say this to a lot of people. There's the war in the Middle East. So they say a lot of our opiates come from Mexico. I think it was like a lot of bullshit because opiates come from the Middle East. So I think that's a lot of the war in the Middle East came from oil and opiates. Because then you look at the dynamics of what's going on in America. You have people that they prescribe these pain pills, which are opiates, and then they get hooked on it, and like you said, they take it away from them. Now they have to go to the black market and get the opiates, in which they own. They have a hand in that part of the the game too. So it's basically no matter which way you turn, you have to get we can't make perks and Vikes, and we can't make fucking Oxy Cottons. You know what I'm saying? We can't make those in the street.
Right. Well, and the thing is, though, even if they did, it's not healing.
It's not healing. Yeah.
Feeding the addiction.
It's money. I see it's money. Like, no matter which way you go, if you get addicted to opiates, you're either gonna get the prescription pills or you're gonna get the heroin.
Right.
And the government basically has their hand in both of those markets.
Of course they do. They have the
They
opiate
do.
trade. Of course
Listen,
they do.
they've got us, not me, thankfully, but anymore. But they've got people not being able to afford healthy food, not even making sure that people know if it's organic or something that's healthy, so they can afford processed food. They
Which make you
only
sick.
have access to pharmaceutical drugs, not these other things, and they're staring at their phone, right? You could even get a phone from the government to stare at, right? And
They're paying
awake.
people to
They're
get
not
those
awake, but
phones.
this is all a creation. We need to keep speaking the truth, keep putting it out there, letting people know there's another way, and that we're going to stand tall and help them and talk about it first of all, and then do something. That's really what my organization is about. What I'm about. The people that I connect with, they're passionate. They want to see us all succeed.
So I think a lot of it is like people don't know what to do or where to go. And so I think people should know about like your organization, like have to somewhere to go to be able to fight and rebel against what they believe in. Because a lot of people don't know where to start or where to go to even like to get their word out there. You know what I mean?
It's absolutely true. People write to me all the time. Feel free, to either friend me on Facebook, Wendy Love Edge. I also have a public figure page. Go to Bulldozer Health Inc., bulldozerhealth.org. Send me an email. Not just me, but our other volunteers. And we will take the time to listen and try to help. We have a community garden in Worcester. We give away organic food. Anyone who comes and says, I'm hungry, I need some food, I want some vegetables.
Yeah. I'll connect you with my brother too. Said like a lot of people
because like even though our basis is hip hop, we're more about education than anything. Like yeah, we were about music, but we need.
We mad smart. We exactly we dumb.
Mad dumb, but we're actually.
I know that. I can tell that. No, but we actually had a hip hop show last year in Connecticut. We had a bunch of hip hop. We have a part of our project is our Take Back Your Health America benefit concerts. So we bands come and they perform, and people, the ticket money all goes to help people pay for alternative health care and food and cannabis legalization. So we had a bunch of hip hop artists that loved the project, and I was like, all right, let's do it. So we had this great hip hop show with LB, the Ultimate MC from Connecticut, and Johnny Hayes, and it was a great show. So I'm open to anything, whatever's going to connect people and bring them together. All genres of music, awesome,
universal,
healing, universal, the universal language, right? Music.
Yeah, we're definitely, like I told you, we're definitely willing to get behind that. That's why I wanted you to come down, and I wanted you to be introduced to our network so that they would know who you are.
And just one last time, just for me, just tell my girl go get acupuncture for her headaches.
Please go to acupuncture. Check it out. If you can't afford it, write to us.
No, I'm gonna pay for it.
How can you resist? How can you resist that voice?
I know, right?
That's what happened with all those rappers. They called them, hi, this is Wendy Love Hedge. Would you like to come do hip hop for cannabis? They were like, yes, coming right now.
Oh my goodness. There's been times, when money's tight and people are like, well, there's that phone sex line.
If it doesn't,
hey, you gotta hustle, hey, boy.
Hey.
And then,
hey, you can call it phone sex for help.
Yeah, right.
I do record meditations, and
That's a little different.
Oh no, it's not because guided meditation. You need that voice right there, because that voice will bring you back.
Go into the dog stance.
my goodness.
Doing yoga. So
You do poetry too?
Do I? No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
I thought this was...
I know, but I really enjoyed the poetry the other night. I know
some really great talent in the room.
It was so many talented people at the event that I met you at, and actually some of them are performing at a show that we're having.
Oh yeah, talk about that event coming up.
So we have an event coming up on Sunday. It's a health fair. People can get free acupuncture.
Oh! I don't know about free acupuncture. I think I'd rather pay for it.
Free spinal assessment. We have all different health providers that'll be there giving free services. It's $10 to get in, but then you get all this free stuff. We have 3 bands. Ari Band, who you saw Ari perform the other night.
Ari, yeah.
She's the one with the guitar?
Yeah, August 1st, and Amanda Cody. Those are the 3 bands on Sunday. And so that's going to be a great event.
They have another one coming up.
Right, there's another one that's actually not connected to our organization, but
Yeah.
everyone should check it out. It's called Wicked Baked and Create, and I'm involved in that event. And
What's that exactly?
People will pay. We actually haven't disclosed the location yet. You have to go online and purchase your ticket, and it will include an infused cannabis meal, infused dessert. We'll be passing around.
I make good infused
cannabis.
cannabis.
Say what?
I make good infused cannabis meals.
And when is
There you
this?
go.
When is
And
the
that's
date of that?
August 5th. It's on my birthday.
August
That's what
5th?
we're talking about. I think we need to go out there for that one.
Check it out online.
What does that one cost?
It's so that is $75 a ticket. It includes music. We have because it's my birthday, all these musicians like, yeah, I'm doing it. So we have several musicians playing through the whole night. There'll also be 2 artists, Sophia Church and Heather Starr, and you'll be able to create a painting or whatever projects they have as you stone and enjoying yourself.
Enjoying your meal.
Yeah, and the meals all include. Also, there's transportation because in Massachusetts you're not allowed to drive within 6 hours of medicating.
Yeah.
So we handled that by having.
I'm sure no one does that.
No one. I would never do that.
I would never.
So we have a cannabis.
Cannabis.
Picking people up at a couple points in the city.
Clever.
Taking them
Very
to
clever.
to the party.
Play on
So,
words.
yeah, so I'm really excited about that event. It's actually not connected with Bulldozer Health, but it's a cannabis event, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not just about, but you know, it's not just about your organization as you put it, because it's about the whole community and being supportive.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's why we go to things like, we don't just go to things that are related to us. Like, you have to. Some people are very absorbed to the point where like they only go to things that are related directly to them. Like, and you got to go out and support other shit, because how do you expect people to get involved with what you're doing?
I mean, that goes along with the whole thing, like the new stuff they talk about, no new friends, and how you gonna learn new stuff? You don't get no new friends. Like, that don't make any sense.
We're all here to continue to learn and grow, and the more you expose yourself to, the more you learn and grow.
Word.
Music or different events or whatever it happens to be. So there's that coming up, and then like I said, here in Rhode Island on September 10th at Alchemy, that
We'll be there.
musicians and artists all really took health insurance, you know, so they understand the whole,
Yeah.
you know, and
That makes sense. Yeah.
And I just added Anna Perez actually to that event.
She's watching right now.
She is. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
And,
So
and I believe
Wicked
Angela
Baked
Edge-
Kid.
Angela Edge is watching. I think she was watching earlier. She's in Texas right now. And,
there was somebody checking in from Texas.
Yeah, and Jay Morris, my cousin, and Angela's an awesome musician. You should check her out. She produces the Bulldozer Health Show, and we have our own podcast and TV show and radio show. We're on
Cool.
a bunch of TV stations and radio stations, but I interview alternative health providers, physicians, people who've had success with their health.
So way more people than we interview.
Yeah.
Not aside from you.
Yeah, well, it's we release the shows twice a month, and Angela does a phenomenal job. And if you're a musician and you want to submit your music for the show, we put music videos in there. So you just have to email to wendy@bulldozerhealth.org your music video and say that it's released to the show. And if it's appropriate, she'll put it in an episode. And we've had lots of musicians that submit music. So
Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Sounds like an ongoing.
Some cool shit.
Yeah, sounds like some ongoing stuff in
she's watching
a
and
labor
proud.
of love.
Angela Edge. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
you.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
We
she was.
need more music, she said.
So this comes to the part we have to end the show, you know.
gotta
But
wrap
one
it
more
up.
time, give out that website and give out all your handles so people can reach you, because that's the most important part.
Absolutely. So please go to bulldozerhealth.org. There's a contact us on there if you'd like to donate. We love your donations. They're tax deductible. We're a 501c3. And you can also go on Bulldozer Health Inc. or Take Back Your Health America on Facebook or my page, Wendy Love Edge.
So
All right, Wendy. We'll have you.
Thank you so much.
one of my
Oh.
favorite
What a
guests.
blast this was.
One of my
Wow.
favorite guests. First of all, I have to say this.
Yeah, she's one of my
guests ever
favorite too.
on the
Yeah,
show.
she just exudes positivity, and
Yes.
we need that somewhere around it, because we could be some very bitter old guys around
Man.
here sometimes.
I hate
I
what
hate
is
it.
mumble rap.
What are these youngsters calling it these
What
days?
does skirt mean?
What is a skirt anyway? so we ain't just some, like, I'm gonna go over this.
Off, so they would have no choice but to watch the other stream. But no, you know what he
Screw these
does?
guys.
He enables them. Then he calls them names. He's like, "Yo, you blah 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 blah. You shouldn't be watching the YouTube page. You should be watching the Facebook, because you should be watching YouTube." But he's enabling.
An enabler?
Yeah, he's enabling.
Getting real psychological.
You gotta cut him short.
Back in my day, we had to record the right way. What is a skirt anyways? So So I just wanted to thank everybody from all the different countries, New Zealand, France, everybody tuned in tonight, everybody watching, because we have a lot of international people that rock with us. And make sure you go and you check out, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna
Our
post
fam-
them. We're gonna post the websites
fam
and web
over in-
pages.
Our fam over in the West Coast, Supreme, West Coast Killer Bees, Yellow Jackets, all the Wu-Tang fam all across the world, all of our Wu-Tang family globally, all of the Universal Killer Bees, East Coast Killer Bees. Make sure you check out Supreme, Wu-Tang Yellow Jackets. Make sure you check out Wendy, Love Edge on Facebook.
Collective mixtape.
Bulldozer Health. Check all that out. You know what I mean? And she got the different events. And I put her, you know, her name's on the flyer. I put her website in the commentary, and we put in a post about it later. And the Universal Collective International, 9 different countries under our banner. We have 9 countries that we rock with. We're the home office here in Rhode Island. We started a movement that's now in 6 states, 9 countries. The project's about to drop.
Now he's stroking his own ego. You know?
Yeah, I am stroking my own ego.
So,
I wasn't even gonna bring it up, but Rodimus in the back brought it up, so I'm just rolling with it.
It's just a rundown.
And you know.
Stroking my ego. It's us. We did. I never said I.
Well, okay. Okay.
Like this.
You this afterwards. Russ over there looking like one of the boys. All right.
12 o'clock. 12 o'clock.
So we gotta get out of here, man. We love y'all. Make sure you support the local things around you and the things that are positive and things that are progressing, man.
Fast on that hog, God.
Yeah.
Fast on the hog and grow up.
Stay away from it. Peace, love, and hip-hop. Check us out next Thursday, 6 to 8. www.uzd.world on behalf of the Universal Collective International. We love y'all.